to celebrate so many wonderful nonprofits, and I'm particularly excited about today's nonprofit. It's the Strauss Festival. The Strauss Festival is a cultural icon here in the region, predominantly in Elk Grove, but throughout the region, and we are here with the event board co-chair, Margie Jones. Thank you so much for being here, Margie. How are you?
I'm great. Well, thank you so much for coming today and featuring Strauss. We're
It's
very
our
proud
pleasure.
of our organization, and thank you for
Well, you
promoting
should
us.
be. You know, anytime we get to celebrate arts and culture, it's a good day for our province. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about the Strauss Festival and its storied history?
Right. The Strauss Festival is actually in its 35th year. It was started in 1986 by our founder, Iris Simmelman. And basically, it is promoting and celebrating classical music and art. Before 1986, Iris and her husband Arnie went to Vienna and saw classical musical art, and they decided to bring that small festival to Elk Grove so that everyone could be exposed to classical music and arts. So during those years, it is developed into a full stage production, live music. We have a yearly theme with about over 100 cast members, ages 4 to 76. Camellia Symphony Orchestra plays live music. Set is built, and it's just a wonderful production with waltzing, quadrille dancing, and also polka dancing by our teenagers, which is the high energy, amazingly
Love a high
lifts and
energy.
pushes. Yeah. So
And I love that
we're
you talk
excited.
about the various types of dances. I remember as a young child growing up in Oak Grove, attending the festival and seeing all these amazing forms of dance, some of which for the very first time. And you know, you talk about 100 people and performers that participate. That's gotta feel good, right?
Right, and the fact that we're all volunteers. There are no paid members of the cast, so everybody does it because they love the festival, they love the classical music and arts, and promoting that. So that's even more exciting that we can do that once a year. It's for 4 days, the last full weekend in July. The next one is going to be in 2022 because we've had to have a 2-year hiatus
Right.
because of the pandemic. But the exciting part is when we had to shut down in 2020, we had already had the theme selected, and some of the costumes were beginning to be done. So we got a little heads up on that.
That's
But,
good. Hit the ground running a bit.
Right, yeah. So it's exciting. It's very exciting.
Speaking of exciting, I see behind us some very dapper looking entertainers. Are we in for a treat?
Absolutely. We are so proud today to have two of our longtime Strauss dancers that give so many hours of their time to promote classical music and art. So we have Jonathan Thurston and we have Amanda Blake who are going to be performing for us today. And they do such a wonderful job with their dancers. I'm so excited to watch them.
Fabulous. my waltz-in stick now. That was so incredible. How great is that to watch? And you see, this is just a sampling of some of the performances, right? How incredible is that for you as a co-event chair?
Absolutely. You know, and the special thing about Strauss is that this festival is free. There is no charge to come in. There's a small parking charge to bring a whole carload of people in. But other than that, there is absolutely no charge.
That's incredible.
So we want all demographics of people to be able to come, enjoy, and learn about classical music and art because we're volunteers and our donors support us. But we always can use more because we do have hard costs. We've got the orchestra, we've got sound and lighting, which is beautiful, but you come put your blanket down, lawn chairs under the evening sky. We have food and drink and purchase, and it's just a family affair, definitely.
We love that. And you mentioned, due to the ongoing pandemic, having to take a 2-year sabbatical.
Right.
Because of that, what does sort of collaborating with the program like Our Promise mean for the Strauss Festival?
Well, you know, we want to get our message out in 2 ways. We always appreciate donations, but we also want people to come and enjoy and learn about the music and the dance and see the variety of dances and the storylines. Our next one in 2022 is going to be Waltzing in Wonderland, and it's a takeoff on Alice in Wonderland. So they're very family friendly, and people really enjoy and come year after year. And of course, I'm there every other 4 nights, but I never get tired of watching it. I just love it. It's just so.
Well, I know you're going to have a lot more fans this next year. If folks want to find out more about the Strauss Festival, Margie, where can they go to do so?
We have a website, www.straussfestival.com, and it shows about our program. It talks about the seating. It talks about our dates. We do have an upcoming event, October 16th, because our loyal patrons and fans have been clamoring to get some Strauss after 2 years. We are putting on an event called the Strauss Showcase, and it's a mini Strauss festival. And so we'll have the Amelia Symphony Orchestra that does our music, and also our Strauss dancers. We'll have a great dinner, and it's at the new community center in Elk Grove.
Wow.
So it's very Elk Grove centered, but of course everybody is invited. We love that. But just to come out and enjoy and be part of Strauss. So.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of today's Our Promise live session. What we'll do is put your specific nonprofit code in the body of this post. So folks at home that are interested in contributing, that's the code to use to do so. We'll also link to your website and promote the heck out of your upcoming mini Strauss Festival. It's so important to do.
Right.
Thank you for helping championing the arts in our region. It's just vital. And we know that you've been hit hard these last 2 years, so we're happy to help and promote the good word. But I think our friends who are in much nicer outfits should help us send off.